Welcome, everybody, to the Conversation Lab. I don't know how to do this intro, so I'm not even going to try. Today, we're going to have a packed episode full of awesome stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about the fact that the entire Set 5 is now available for everybody to look at and see and build decks around and think about a little bit early. So, we'll talk a little bit about that and our thoughts. We're going to talk about some of the notable PQ wins and stuff like that from this last weekend. And I don't know, whatever other nonsense Jay and I can come up with because you're stuck with us and only us today. How you doing, Jay?
I am good, but before we get into it, I need everybody to go order some participants. And then we're going to all coordinate and wear our pants to Worlds on the same day so that
Yes.
everybody can see the participants at the same time. So if you aren't already a part of our members club, you should at least check out the website because you can get cool swag or merch like the participants, and you don't even have to be a member.
Yeah.
There are some exclusive stuff for members, but not the participants.
No,
So go
the
check it out.
participants are available to all. And the more people we get to wear them at Galactic Championships, the funnier it'll be. So
Yeah.
help us make that a reality
I'm
while
so
supporting this
stoked.
trash.
Exactly. Alright, yeah, so, you said we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I feel
Yeah,
like it's been forever. Number 1, I feel like it's been forever since we chatted. We've
I
just been
know. Yeah,
busy.
you've been real busy, but
And
you
then
did some bunch of gaming stuff this weekend, right?
yeah, I've been playing a lot of Marvel Champions over the last, like, week or 2, and then, yeah, I went to Flamingo Con in West Palm, well, Delray Beach,
It's a
but
great name for a convention.
yeah, it's a Florida con. They do multiple of them at different places around here in Florida per year, and they're not big cons. They're like really small. They're more of just like getting a few hundred people to come play games all at the same time, and then like doing giveaways, and you can bring games to put on the flea market and all that kind of stuff. So it's like a really small
Nice.
condensed convention, but it's really nice because like most of the people like a lot of the gamers from my area that I
Mm,
know from playing board games were there, so I like it. I
that's
enjoy it.
cool. That sounds like my kind of convention. A little bit
Yeah.
more manageable than something like Gen Con.
It's a lot more about coming and playing games than it is about going and looking at games and
Hmm.
stuff. So
That's
that's
cool.
kinda nice.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. What kind of Marvel Champions did you play?
So we played all the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I played Magneto for the first time. He is
Nice.
freaking awesome. And the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a super interesting, campaign for those who care about Marvel Champions. It's very different. Every leader, uh, every single villain, I think in the whole campaign, all 5, there's not this, like, defeat one side, flip it to the other. It's like
Oh,
they all have one side, and once you deplete their hit points, you do something, and then they refresh their hit points. So it's just
oh,
like you
interesting.
keep, like, hitting them and hitting them and hitting them, and they just keep refreshing their hit points until you win. So that's kind of a cool I think that's kind of a cool mechanic.
Nice.
But yeah, and then there's, like, this little, like so there's the board of directors for S.H.I.E.L.D., and one of the 4 is a traitor. So
Ooh,
it's like
okay.
this
It's like a hidden role kind
clue
of thing, or
it's this clue style thing where after every, scenario, if you are able to accomplish something, you get a thing out of the envelope, and it eliminates evidence, motive, or, opportunity. So, like, by the
that's so cool.
end, you will know based if you get enough of these cards out throughout the campaign, you'll know well enough, at least, like, 50-50 of who it is based
That's
on what
awesome.
you narrated
Di-
down.
i- Is it replayable in the sense that like a different director is the
Yeah, it's like
thing
Clue
every
where you
time?
just
Okay,
shuffle 3, 1 of each up and put it in a little thing.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, I have it. It's sitting on my floor over there, but I have not opened it yet or played it. I usually play with my brother, and we haven't had a chance to play this one, but
Yeah, it's
I'm
really cool.
excited too.
And then we
Nice.
started Galaxy Most Wanted. We've only done the first
Mm.
scenario.
Yeah, that one's really hard.
That's why I hear. The first
Yeah.
scenario was easy,
Yeah,
but
it like it ramps up like crazy as you go.
yeah.
And I was the time that I played it because I've only played through it once. I was playing Black Widow, and she's all about having like upgrades out.
Mhm.
And one of the scenarios is the collector, and his whole thing is that he steals your upgrades and like gets better the more that
Mm,
he steals. So I like literally couldn't do anything. Like I couldn't
that's
play any of my
crazy.
cards because like it would have just buffed up the villains so much that it would have kind of
Wow.
destroyed us. And so I had to just like do a bunch of like really weak basic stuff instead. And yeah, completely wrecked me. So
Crazy.
yeah.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
tough. It was tough. But then also, yeah, this is not a Marvel Champions podcast, obviously, but uh, that game is awesome. So
it
we
is.
we can
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit. All right, let's talk about some of the PQ results before we get into the meat of the episode slash the leaks and the fact that the entire set is revealed. So before we get into set 5 stuff, let's talk about set 4 a little bit more. Let me share this tab here. Hopefully this works.
Mhm.
All right. So David specifically wanted us to talk about this one, which was the Seattle PQ,
Of course he
and the
does.
fact that Grand Inquisitor Security Complex uh, got second place. I don't know why, but it will only open that link in a different tab, which means that
Perfect.
I have to share a different tab, I think, unless I can open,
Copy the link and just paste it to that one.
that's so smart. This is why you're here. There we go. All right. So, and then we got to go to visual view. So this deck got second place at a PQ, and I love seeing Grand Inquisitor do as well as it did here.
Okay, so it is running 3 Vaders, which is cool because, like, if you aren't playing against Power of the Dark Side and you can, like, turn 1 ship, turn 2 Vader, you are doing so much, with that. So this
Yeah,
is clearly an aggro deck.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's especially on the TIE Bomber because
Mhm.
you can like attack with the Vader and then ready it and then attack, again
Yeah.
with the TIE Bomber. So you're dealing like 4 indirect plus 3 from Vader's like upgrade buff plus his ability.
Yep.
And then you get to do it again. And it's like if your opponent puts that indirect damage on their units, you're killing them with Vader.
Yeah.
And if they don't, you're dealing so much damage to their base. Like that's what 14 damage to their no, yeah. Yeah, it's like 14 damage to their base, like turn 2. That's insane. Uh
Yeah.
so if you can get that to work, that's really sick. It's got security complex, so you can shield up the thing that you're gonna ready, which is cool.
Mhm.
Uh,
Pylobon is a turn 1 attack for 2 or attack for 3 as well,
yeah,
which is cool.
yep. Scout Type
Um,
Pursuer as well, right?
mhm,
So
mhm.
lots of cool spice here.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting deck to look at. The cover the wing is cool because you're putting a shield on something before you ready it. I wonder how many Tarkin Town decks you played against though.
yeah. Let's see. I think we can check. Uh, looks like 0.
What are those last 3 brands?
I have no idea. I think so. From what I have heard on other content, like some shops allow players to do paper deck lists
Mm,
or melee deck lists. So it's possible that these players uh, submitted paper deck lists, and so they're not available
interesting.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So it looks like you
possible.
didn't play against any Tarkin Town decks.
Yeah, we could if these. Okay, so the Han Green was the last one.
Yep.
What were the other ones that he played
Wait,
against?
that's
Force It.
Shanghai Knight. Is that Kevin?
I don't know. Oh, like from Roll On Gaming?
No.
Wait, who?
From
Oh,
Worlds.
maybe. Is that
I
Kevin?
think yeah,
Oh,
cuz
that
he
might
was
be.
playing Han Green too.
Yeah, he was. That'd be cool. If it was you, Kevin, and you're watching, congrats, and also
Yeah,
hit
that's
us up and
sick.
let us know that it was you. Yeah, Kevin was awesome. He was the guy that we hung out with at regionals for a while because he was, I think, staying at the same hotel as us.
That's
Awesome
definitely
dude.
him because that's his Discord name I'm looking at
Oh
right
well, there you
now.
go. That's awesome.
Gotta be him.
Shout out to Kevin.
I'm sure that was a probably easy matchup for for Han
Yeah.
Green. If I had to guess.
And then we got the two Kiras here as well. But yeah, any other cool PQs? I mean, the rest of this kind of looks similar to what I've seen just in
N-
general.
n-
Like it just looks like the meta. It's pretty diverse
Yeah, it
still.
looks identical to. I mean, the only thing that's different here is Boba Data Vault, but we've seen that win a couple now. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, mostly in Europe. Um,
I'm
but
still
yeah,
not sold that that's actually like a good deck.
I really like the deck. I'm like 90% playing that at the PQ that I have at the end of the month coming up because I think it's really
Nice.
fun. Um,
Did you
but
go to that
yeah,
PQ last Saturday that you were thinking about going to? Wasn't there like a PQ you were thinking about going to
There
a week or 2 ago?
no, well, no.
No?
It's at the end of the month. So
Okay.
that's the very last month of PQ is June 29th in San Francisco. I did sign up. I am going.
Nice. Nice.
Uh, so that yeah, I went to the one in Fresno as well last month, and then I'll go to the one at the end of the month. But there haven't been any other ones. I guess maybe there was one in Reno. That's sort of I don't know. I don't know when that was or if that's already happened or if it hasn't yet, but it's like 2.5 hours away and I got to drive over the mountain
Yeah.
and it's a little bit less exciting. And all like I can't do both.
Mhm, mhm.
Otherwise, I will be murdered. So
So
we're going to
you're
stick with the San
playing
Francisco one.
Boba Data Vault at that.
Most likely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been jamming some games,
Been
practicing?
yeah, I've been playing a little bit. I need to play against you and Jim and David, but it's been fun. It's been a good deck. I've enjoyed it a lot.
Well, I
Uh
don't know about David, but you can play against me and Jim. That'd be some good practice. If
uh,
you play against
shout
David,
out
you're gonna be
David.
playing stuff that, you're
We're playing
never gonna
against
see.
Chirrut and Double Red Boba. The one thing that I wanted to point out that I'm noticing about these PQs is that the attendance seems a bit lower than it was at the beginning, which
I'm not surprised by
I guess
that.
makes sense, right? It's like getting towards the end of the season. It's not as exciting because the meta is getting a little bit like even though it's really diverse, like I don't know. It's just the closer you get to a new set coming out, the less exciting it is to play the current set out or set that's out. And especially when, now every single card in the new set and it's time to practice for
Mhm.
galactic championships and play with the brand new
And we
cards
had,
that
what,
have been
650
spoiled.
people at regionals. It's like a lot of those people probably did like, well, at least some. I know there's people out there that are masochists and everything, but if you're like me, you came back and you're like, I'm not playing a tournament for 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sitting for 8 rounds of Swiss for a little while.
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, it like not that bad, but like I guess this is Puerto Rico, so they probably don't have like a huge population of Star Wars Unlimited players. But even Seattle is only 48 players, which is surprising to me. Um,
Yeah.
so
What was the largest one we had? Where is
we had this one
where
in
is that?
France.
Oh, that's France.
Yeah,
Okay.
Angers,
127.
France.
That's a lot of people for a PQ.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Um, yep.
Online tournament. Scroll down. What is
Yeah.
that?
There's a Take the Initiative League. I don't know.
Okay.
Online tournament. Um, so that's PQ stuff. The rest of this looks pretty normal to me, so I don't think we
Yeah.
need to go over it too much. But we did mention the fact that the entire set 5 is revealed and spoiled,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
we should talk about that and why. So let me pull up this other tab real quick.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was out completely out of the loop all weekend, so I didn't read an article or anything.
all right. Well, this will be good for you as well then. So June 6th, which I believe is Friday,
Yep.
FFG posted on Facebook. I don't know if they posted anywhere else. I tried to find it in other places, but this is the only place I could find it. So they said in the past several weeks, we have learned that the full card files for the upcoming set have been leaked. We know that access to these files can give players who have them an advantage in future competitions like the Galactic Championship. In order to maintain a level playing field, we have now published the standard variants of all cards on our website database here. While this does interrupt our planned preview season, we will continue to highlight important cards and reveal alternate treatments like Showcase and Prestige variants on our own socials. And with the help of content creators in our community, we want to thank everyone who brought this leak to our attention. We cannot wait to hear what you all think of Legends of the Force. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a smart move. I think that's well, for one, acknowledging that there's leaks. That's not something FFG would have ever done before.
yeah,
So that's massive. And then also recognizing like, hey, this is a competitive game. Like I would argue 90% of the people that play this game are playing this game at a competitive level and want to play competitively. And recognizing that someone having the full set 5 a month and a half or almost 2 full months before Worlds, whereas the set doesn't drop for 2 weeks before Worlds gives such a huge significant advantage uh, to those people, where other people will have maybe like 3 weeks to get reps with all of the revealed cards.
Yeah. Having access early is obviously a massive advantage. You know that there are competitive teams that would take advantage of that because they're, you know, competitive in it to win it. But also, like, huge shout out to whoever brought this to FFG. Like, they became aware of it somehow that it was leaked. You know, you would imagine that, like, somebody who got the files was like, yo, FFG, like, somebody leaked this to us. This isn't cool. Um, so hopefully that did happen. I also, like, hopefully they can figure out who leaked it
Yeah, that would be
because
cool.
screw them. Like,
Yeah.
that's not cool. Um, like, definitely rugged some content creators and, you know, spoilers and stuff, and FFG's plans for marketing and all that. It also, like, I don't know, I feel like it makes it less exciting. Like, the fact that we know all the cards now and are going to be looking at those cards for over a month until Galactic Championships. Like, Galactics is like what, July like 25th or something like that. So we have like what, 6 weeks, maybe more. I don't know. It just feels like I don't want to get bored of this set and these cards sooner than I would have, and
We
you
certainly
know,
are going to, and that's not FFG's fault.
no, not at
It's
all.
this leaker's fault. And if you ever consider, this is a PSA. Anyone ever considers leaking something like this, don't do it because it's so stupid. Like, I could be way more vulgar right now, but because we are a family-friendly show at the moment, I'm gonna keep it tame. Don't do it. It's so dumb. You completely ruined for everybody that was excited about this idea that we have like 2 weeks after a set releases to see what happens in this insane new meta with 5 whole new set going into Galactic Championships. It's completely ruined now. It's like we have 2 months to figure out the meta now, and it's gonna be established, and it's gonna be nothing like it would have been if the set wasn't released until 2 weeks before. Like, it completely ruins it, and I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really looking forward to that, like, really exciting period of time where everybody's scrambling to play, uh, with the new cards and try and figure out what works and what doesn't, and, you know, get a lot of surprises that happen, but, with the way that card games are and the internet is right now, like, you know you're gonna get, like, at least 50 videos from now until the point when Galactics happens about the top set 5 decks to play and all that, and uh maybe without big official tournaments, like, we won't have a super established meta, but, like, I don't know, I feel like the opportunity for surprises and exciting moments to happen is a bit diminished now, which is
Yeah,
sad. So,
and, like, we don't recognize these things, but even, like, the online platforms have all the cards already working.
right,
Like,
people are going to be jamming games on there, and yeah, like,
it's so stupid.
it's
And I
very
don't
unfortunate.
like, we don't blame FFG for this whatsoever. I think they made the right decision. I mean, think they made the right call. They did what they should have done, and everything that from their end, I think they've done fabulously. With the exception of maybe putting in certain protocols to be able to determine who leaked these things, like on the back end. Like, if they, I don't know if they do know. Like, it would be cool if they did, but if they don't know who leaked these, to be able to like track it down, maybe they can adjust something on the back end to maybe prevent this from happening in the future, because then they know that it'll be traced back to them. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
other than that, I think FFG did a wonderful job. I think they are doing exceedingly well with the game
Yeah,
overall.
I like, we should definitely give them props because this is not how Star Wars Destiny Fantasy
No,
Flight Games would have handled this. They would have just, completely ignored the fact that everybody knows all the cards and continued to do you know, whatever they were going to do until they released it, which
we
happened on
saw
several
this.
occasions. So,
We saw this a little bit early in Unlimited's for set one
yeah,
when some of the
when the
stuff was
rules was,
leaked.
yeah, I actually went back because we did a podcast episode back then about, like, the rules leak for Star Wars Unlimited, and, like, the rules got leaked like 8 months before the set was going to come out. and we talked about that on that
Which
episode.
I think it was 8 months before the set came out, but I don't think it was 8 months before they were gonna release the rules
Sure,
reference to teach
right.
people how to play because they had cons set up during the summer and all that stuff leading into the release.
Yeah.
So the rules would have definitely been out before the set release, but, even with cards, I think they had, like at one point, IG-88 was leaked, and then they still revealed it
Oh,
like it had
yeah.
not been
Uh-huh.
leaked and stuff like that.
Right.
So I
Yep.
think they're
We're
I
learning.
think they have yeah, I think they have kind of, like, figured out how to navigate something like this in a better way that doesn't feel like they're treating us like children.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah. No, like, the approach was basically like, "Hey, like, this came to our attention. We know that this wasn't part of our plan, but we're gonna do this because we think it's the right thing to do." And I could not agree more with their
And this,
approach.
I think even here it applauds them even more because how con like condensed I think this leak was. I don't think very many people had this leak. We didn't. We
No,
were
yeah.
never offered this leak. We never saw any of these leaks. Um, and so I know a lot of people that didn't even know that this was a thing. I think it was a very small pool of people that had it, but the small pool of people that had it were people that were on competitive teams
Yeah.
and they were using it to gain an
I
advantage.
mean, can you imagine, like, if they didn't do this and they didn't release a set and that team won the Galactic
Like,
Championships
yeah,
and then people found out that they got this set early because it
it'd be
was leaked
way
to them,
worse.
like, that would be a disaster, so, uh, yeah.
And I wanna clear some rumors too, because I've heard some stupid rumors, especially from a specific content creator that makes stupid videos.
Tell them.
Content creators do not get the full set early.
No.
There are people talking about how content creators get access to certain things, like full sets ahead of time to be able to make content around the game. We don't get that. No, if that's a thing, it doesn't happen to us, and we are one of the ones that I think FFG works with the most out of, like, the top 10 content creators, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
I
we
mean,
don't get that.
we may know, like, certain things that other people don't, but we also, like, if we know things, like, when we went to FFG HQ, like, we had to sign an NDA, like, to
Right.
even walk in the building, so,
Mhm.
uh, like, they aren't just, like, willy-nilly, handing out PDFs of the entire set,
Right.
so
It's so dumb. I hate people that make these rumors about how content creators have all this advantage and crap because that's not true. It's not what happens.
Yeah,
So there's that.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think leaks suck. Whoever leaked it, you suck. Please don't do it anymore. Please no one do this because it's really frustrating. It really ruins so much. We're gonna be playing this set for 6 months now,
yeah,
before we get the next one. And ruin the world's meta. It ruins the the kind of speculative market for what cards to buy on the first week of the game. It's like where everyone's gonna know what the best cards are by having played them going into it. So yeah,
yep,
don't do it.
yeah, don't, please don't.
But also, good job, FFG.
Yep,
That's about the crux of it.
yep, agree. All right. Well, I guess with that part
And
out of
that's
the
a very
way,
tame version of what I would say if this was an After Dark
yeah,
podcast.
go subscribe to Jay's Jay After Dark channel if you want to hear his unfiltered take, or just join our Discord. But
But we
uh,
did raid FFG's headquarters, so go watch that video if
yeah,
you didn't. It was it was so much fun recording that thing. It was hilarious, and every time I watch it, when I see Xander walking in with his goofy gait that he did that intentionally, people. He doesn't actually walk like that. I told him to do like a cartoony walk so I can like poke my head out and
that
then
turned out
catch
so
the
good.
door. Yeah, and then John, when he like goes one way and then comes back the other, and then we go in the room, he's just like on another hallway. It was so funny.
It was
It
so
was
fun
good.
to film. Like that was the first time that we were able to do something like this in person, which I mentioned in the other, second part of that video. But like, yeah, nothing like being able to hang out with you guys and do stupid stuff like that for fun all
Yeah.
together. It was a blast.
The whole regionals weekend was just an incredible time,
Yeah,
honestly. It's probably the most well, I don't know. The content creator event before the game came out was really hype.
that was awesome. Yeah.
But this one is, like, fresher on my mind, so it's up there with that in terms of, like, coolest most fun I've had with the game so far, event style anyway.
Yep. Yep. I agree. Uh, yeah. Hopefully, we'll be able to do something fun like that at Galactics too. That's
Yeah.
that's my dream right there. Is we get to
And
do
we
something
got to
cool.
reveal our cards the day before the full set came out.
Yes. So
Uh,
that was nice.
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, full sets out. Like, might as well talk about it. What are your general set 5 thoughts now that you know every single card in the set?
It's the coolest set we've had so far.
Absolutely.
I really like set 4 too. I think set 4 was a fantastic set, but set 5 has more like iconic stuff for my childhood. What I would say is like set 4 is more iconic for people that grew up with the original trilogy, and then set 5 is like more iconic for people that grew up with the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Because you have like all Qui-Gon Jinn, Yoda,
Maul, you get,
Maul,
yeah.
uh, Obi-Wan from Clone Wars, all that stuff.
Mhm.
Anakin. But yeah, I really like this set, and Kylo Ren's arguably my favorite character, or in my top favorite characters. I have his lightsaber on my arm. Uh, for those who I can't even figure out how to show it. There you go, as a tattoo. Um, and his lightsaber's in the set, and we have a playable Kylo Ren leader,
Yeah,
or
that Kylo leader's so
fringe
sick.
playable.
He's
He's way
he's
cooler
so
than the
cool.
previous one.
Yeah. Yeah, way cooler.
That's the first deck I built, is I built a Kylo Ren Data Vault. Although, I think
Nice.
Kylo Ren Red is actually really cool too.
Yeah, that's the one that I built because my whole goal is to put a bunch of Sith holocrons on him and, figure out a I don't know, a way to make use of that. Like, they just do so much damage for
Mhm.
how few resources they cost, so you can put, like, 3 Sith holocrons on Maul's lightsaber and some other one cost when he flips and a hit for 100,000 damage, so
Yep.
that's what I wanna do.
I, started building a red Kylo Ren. I looked at yours, I was like, "Nah, this is trash. I'm not doing this combo moddy
I
bullcrap."
mean, you're probably right.
But Rey being in the deck is super sick,
Yeah.
especially if you're playing Pershing plus his ability. Like, you have so many ways to draw to be able to trigger it. But then you could also play the old Rey,
I
and
wanna
you play
hang on, I wanna
Anakin.
pull up some of these cards because,
Okay.
just in case people
Yeah, they
haven't.
are new cards. They're new cards.
Yeah, they're brand new here. Let's, let me screen share here. 'Cause these cards are super exciting. So we've got the Kylo Ren here that you mentioned, just in
Yeah.
case people don't know what he does. Uh,
You can tap exhaust them to discard a card from your hand. If you discard an upgrade, draw a card. So
yeah, really
it
cool
allows
filter.
you. Yeah, and a thing that I found really interesting building the Data Vault deck is that you have to put this like atomic maximum or minimum uh amount of upgrades in your deck, and it kind of fills the gap of those 10 extra cards,
Mm,
and you get to discard those cards to draw. So you're kind of playing like a 53-card deck still if you use his ability all the way up till he flips. So you're not actually playing a
mm,
60-card deck, so you get the
interesting.
benefit. Um,
That's cool. That's a cool way
yeah,
to look at
so
it.
it was interesting building that deck because like you want to start with like Akira Data Vault and then just convert it, but you have to take so many cards out to put upgrades in.
Right. Yeah, it's a very different vibe too, because like his power level comes from his ability, which is when deployed, you can put play any number of upgrades from your discard pile on this unit, paying their cost. So,
Hmm.
uh, and he's a 5/5 with Sentinel on his own. So, you can stack him up to become like a 12/12 Sentinel on that turn,
Yeah,
and hopefully, play around your opponent being able to remove him with like one card or whatever. But if they can't,
yeah,
like that's such a big wall to get through, and he hits like a truck. So,
yeah.
uh, really, really freaking cool card. And then
There's
you
a
you
lot of
mentioned
different angles
Ray.
you can take with it too. So like I'll mention one card removing him in a second, but when you flip, you have the new Craving Power card, which is a 5 cost upgrade that gives +2/+2, and you deal damage equal
Yeah,
to
let me pull
his
up Craving Power. I think that card's insane, actually.
power when you flip or when you play it. So like if you don't play something else, Yeah, StuDB
I'm
is just
actually gonna
crashing.
go to the
Go to the FFG database.
yeah. Uh
Um, when you play it, and if you play a 2 cost before you play Craving Power, it even increases it more. But I don't know if you need to deal more than 7 on turn 7 or not. But you deal damage equal to his power to something. So it's like you flip, you put up a sentinel, and you deal damage to a unit. So effectively killing something. And that's something that's really good about, for example, Devastator. Is like you play Devastator as a sentinel in space, but you also kill whatever they have on the ground. So like you're kind of doing 2 removals at one time,
mhm.
semi removals at one time. And this lets you do that on the ground, which I think is really cool.
Yes.
But and then you have cards like what's the green one that lets you capture something?
Oh yeah, legal authority?
Legal authority, yeah. So you like flip and you play that from your from your discard pile, and you get to capture something on your own.
Yeah, that's cool. I hadn't thought about
Um,
that in green. That's awesome.
there's
Um,
also like so you have craving power, legal authority. Obviously, you're playing Kylo's Renless lightsaber, so that you can't just get like exhausted. Which after you play all these upgrades on him,
yeah, let me
you can
take a look
also
at that one.
play restore cards like devotion. I also
Mhm.
have heirloom lightsaber in my deck because I want to proc uh
Oh, a hero
Anakin.
card. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So you pay 4 for this. He gets +2/+2, but he also gains restore 1. So like you might not always want to do that, but if you can get that and the restore 2 1 devotion, and then you could also play something that's 1 like in red, there's Sith Holocron. I don't know what 1 costs are available in this
Oh,
color
in
pair,
yeah, in
but
blue, green. Yeah, I don't know. Um, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. One card that you mentioned before, which I think is just a really
Ray,
unique card,
yeah.
is Ray. So I did want to pull that up.
So this is the red version
Yeah.
of Kylo Ren.
So Ray, when you draw her during the action phase, if you control a red leader or a base, you can reveal it from your hand, and then if you do, deal 2 damage to a unit and 2 damage to a base. So it's like a double daring raid for free, as long
Mhm.
as you draw her during the action phase. And with
For
Kylo,
free.
you're drawing a card every single turn with his ability in theory.
Yep.
And sometimes you just hit Ray and you get to just deal that damage, and it feels
Just
so
deal
good to
it.
be able to do that. And because you're already playing blue, because you're playing Kylo, you get to play Anakin from this set as well, where if you have a
Mhm.
hero card in your discard pile, you do an extra -3/-3. So like, you can draw her off of Kylo's ability to be able to use this thing. And then you can also just like in a later turn, if you don't have an upgrade to dump, or you need to turn on that other part of Anakin's ability, you can discard her, and then Anakin does -6/-6 now. So really, really cool card, like super unique ability.
I think another thing that is underrated about Anakin is it's not just -6/-6, it's minus
Yeah,
three, minus
two
3, and
different.
then -3/-3.
Yes.
So that's super, super relevant, I
I
think.
my hot take for this set is that this is the best legendary in the set,
More than Vader.
more than Vader. I think Vader is insane too, but I think this card is just like
I think
bananas
this
good.
card goes into more decks. Well, no, I think this card probably goes into less
Yeah,
decks
but
because
it's
you
more
need to be
powerful in those
playing.
decks, I think.
Yes, it is. And then Vader only goes into decks where you're playing green,
Yeah.
where either you have ECL or you're playing timely
Yeah,
interventions.
you wanna be able to ambush Vader. This is just so much. It's like, I mean, Luke Skywalker's already, like, maybe the best card in the game,
Yeah,
and this is Luke Skywalker, but costs 1 less. And you can split the damage between 2 different units,
yeah,
which is
dude's
so
insane.
good. So good. So
Imagine if Kira had this. Like after the flip turn, you're able to just like you do this, and then you also have overwhelming
oh,
barrage. Like you're just
so
clearing
gross.
boards like crazy.
So
I don't think
gross.
it works that well with Kira because it costs 6. You would have to like wait. I guess you don't have to wait, but it's still like similar concept.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I am so excited for this set in general. Like set 5, all the force stuff. I think the force mechanic is super fun. I think the theme is amazing. Obviously, the characters that they chose to put in the set are are
It's interesting.
so good.
I'm not even building force decks, so like my Kylo is a
Yeah.
Data Vault deck, my Kira is a ECL deck, my other Kylo is gonna be just like straight
I
red.
I've built lots of Force decks. Okay, and actually, if you guys want some inspiration for decks, we've built
Yeah,
like
a
dozens at
lot.
this point of decks in our Discord that you can check
Mhm.
out and maybe try and theory craft with us
Yep.
because there's so many things that you can do in the set. Like the that Friday night, I was actually in a hotel because I was out of town this weekend, and I just was on the couch in like the hotel for a good like 2 or 3 hours, just like building decks and posting them in Discord that night. So there's so much. It's also really hard to build decks now with 5 sets.
Yeah.
Like card selection is getting way harder because there's so many more options. When set 6 comes out, it's going to get even harder. So that's been crazy.
Pull up another or type in Ray again. I wanted to mention it before we get off of Kylo.
Okay.
But you can also play that blue Ray
This
in
one.
Kylo
Oh, yeah.
because and she counts as a hero card for Anakin. So like you could just hard cast
Yeah, that's
this
true.
without having to discard it, which I think is really cool.
That's true. Well, and giving like actually using her on attack to give shield tokens to your other units is kind of sick.
Yeah.
I should
It's really
definitely
cool.
put that in the red one that I built. That's
And
sick.
you can heal 2 damage from any unit. So you can give shields to enemy units for your Vader to proc
Yeah, that's
with
cool.
her ability.
That's cool.
She's like a semi
That's
Forlom.
actually awesome. That's
Uh,
awesome.
so I think Kylo and I want to be able to play that Ray because I got it from
Yeah.
making day 2, so it's definitely going in my Kylo
That's
deck.
right. That's awesome. That's so sick. Cool.
Oh, one last thing about Kylo. The
Yeah.
first game I played with him, I flip, I play like 3 upgrades on him. I played a constructed lightsaber, which I think is insanely good. Kylo Ren's lightsaber and a devotion. And my opponent immediately played power failure and removed all the upgrades that I played. I was like,
When you
of
when you
course.
when you proxied them and we're playing webcam games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, at the local game store.
Oh yeah. Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did play a lot of games this weekend. I realized that was one of them.
Yep. It was. It
That's
was.
wild. That's a great play
So
right there.
stupid. I think everyone's
The
gonna be
anti
typing
Kylo
that
attack.
if people are playing Kylo.
Wow. That's why you
Like no one was
gotta
playing
you
that
you
outside of
you gotta put out of aspect snapshot reflexes in there so you get to just attack right away.
yeah, something like that.
That's pretty sick. Man, okay. Yeah, I'm pumped about this set. I think the leaders are really cool and really interesting. I think that the mechanics and themes that they chose for the set are really cool. So yeah,
I
can't
do
wait to mess around
wonder
with it more.
if yellow Kylo is gonna be what people try because you get like shadowed and
Oh yeah,
intentions or
Shattered. Yeah.
whatever,
Uh, it,
so that
it's
he doesn't
also
die.
like you get Jetpack too, which is kind of sick
Yeah,
because he gets a shield and he has Sentinel already. So I could see yellow
and
being really good.
snapshot.
I was thinking about that today. Yeah, and Snapshot. And yeah, I guess Hotshot Blaster doesn't really matter, but it's just a good
You can
card.
play like a 3 cost, and a 1 cost, which I think is relevant.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. So that's talking about set 5.
Well,
Let's
you haven't even talked about Avar Chris yet.
No, I
He's
know. I
gone.
my favorite leader from this set. We talked about it a little bit when we revealed when we talked about it in the spoiler review that we did. But like the Avar deck that I've been toying with has been really fun, really cool. And get some really crazy tools that weren't here last week when we talked about the why is it only showing leaders? Here we go. When we talked about the decks that we were excited about last week, Yoda did not exist. And Yoda is crazy. Yoda is an 8 cost 4/9 with when played, you may use the Force if you do heal 5 damage from a base. So that's like a huge heal. And then also when you use the Force, you can deal damage to a unit equal to twice the number of units you control. So you got 2 units out, you deal 4 damage. You got 3 units out, you deal 6 damage, and it just, keeps getting better and better from there. Like very strong. And it's whenever you use the Force, it's not
Anytime,
capped.
even when you play him.
Yeah. So when you play him, when you use the Force another time, when he sticks around because he's a 5/9 and you're using the Force the following turn, you just always get to hit something with his ability, and it's pretty wild. Great top end for a Force deck. So, uh, Yeah, this wasn't there. This absolutely goes into that Avar Chris deck, and I'm excited to mess around with that
Yeah.
more. So
Dude's insane.
yeah, I
Do you feel
also
like yeah, go ahead and pull up the next one.
no. What were you gonna say? Because I'm gonna move
Do you
off
feel
of
like the
Avar.
legendaries are better this set than they have been in previous ones? Can you like do a search just by
Yeah, I think I can search by
rarity?
rarity. I have mixed feelings because I think some of them are insane, and I think some of them are terrible. Um,
Well, I mean that's gonna
I guess
happen.
that's
Like
every
we have
set.
like 20 something.
Yeah,
How many do we have? Does it say?
I
It
think it's
doesn't have a
20.
count.
5,
20.
10, 15, 20. Yeah, it's
We
20.
got 20. So
They're
half
not
of
all going to
them
be good.
have to not be
I'm
good.
excited to do our tier list, our legendary
Oh
tier
yeah,
list.
maybe we save it for that. But this will be a little sneak peek for those who
Yeah,
actually watch our
little sneak peek. I
pods.
do think on average they're better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we haven't even
Yeah,
talked about this guy
Syndra.
yet.
This guy is so
Like
cool. This guy is
what?
so cool. Yeah, when you play him, you can put a lightsaber upgrade from your hand on him for free, and then if you do
And
ready
he
him,
readies.
like this guy's coming into play as like an 8 something, like
You
ready 8 something for 8. Like that's pretty
or
sick.
Han 2, you play him for 7. I mean, there's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
that's
ways to action cheat this dude out. Or not
100%. Yeah,
action,
resource
resource
cheat.
cheat this. And if you resource cheat this dude for like 2 less, like holy
So much
crap.
value, so much damage. Yeah, General's Blade, like yeah, that's a good one. The other one, the constructed lightsaber, that's a good one. You got the new like red hero lightsaber that gives it +3/+2. That's also good. Like this guy's just gonna get get big. And the more
Yes.
lightsabers they reveal or that they release in future sets, like the more interesting and better this guy gets. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for this guy. I think he's like, I mean, like playing stuff and readying them and hitting for a bunch of damage is kind of like my play style in this game. So this guy does that really well. So yeah, I think on average, like the legendaries in the set are very exciting. I'm very excited to mess around with pretty much all of them. There's only a
Why is
couple where I'm like,
double
these are kind of meh.
green the Oling double aspect
Oh, that's weird.
legendary?
Oh, we got a double yellow as well.
Oh, Zuckus,
Yeah.
the Zuckerberg. What about blue? Did we get a blue one?
No double blue, no double red. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Weird.
That's crazy.
Um, okay, the one other leader that I wanted to talk about was Anakin Skywalker because oh hang on, I have it filtered for legendaries still. Um, this one was not previously revealed, and it is another single aspect leader. This one's only hero, but you get to use the Force to play a villain non-unit card from your hand, ignoring its aspect penalties. All of its aspect penalties, not just
Yep.
the villain part.
Yep.
So you just get to slap your best
All the best
villain
villain
cards. So it's
cards.
like every Anakin Skywalker deck gets overwhelming barrage and power of the dark
Power of the dark
side
side.
and all that stuff. And it's really fun to build. So and is like the perfect uh unit Anakin deck because you're playing both hero and villain cards no matter what. So
Yep. It's
as long as
pretty
you're
sick.
building it with blue. But really, really cool leader. So just wanted to mention this guy and how excited I am to play him. Okay, they did that with this guy too, where he's like kind of tilted in like this one, and
Yeah.
then he goes like normal. I don't know why that was necessary.
I don't either.
Like it seems like it would have fit in the frame just fine if it was like this, but maybe like the lightsaber, maybe weren't able to get the lightsaber to fit if they did it the other way. I don't know. Just like it
Yeah, it's
looks
weird.
awkward. I don't know. I think it's just him and and Revan, but strange.
Okay.
And then there's Kylo,
Um,
who's like fully diagonal, but just is fully diagonal on both sides.
yeah, I think Anakin's cool though. Like giving up a color, but you're also getting all the best cards of villain colors.
Yeah,
So you're kind of not really losing a color because you're still getting
you're
to
kind of
play.
gaining some colors.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see if this guy's playable. I mean, he flips on 5. That's the
Yeah,
perfect flip that you want to be seeing. He's a 4/6. It's not 3/7 and it's not 4/7, but it's still rather decent uh stat line there. So yeah, I'm curious. I mean, you have to play a 4 stack with him,
yeah,
I guess is like potentially the downside here.
yep, yep. I I still think it's pretty cool, pretty strong.
Yeah,
Um,
pretty Pretty sick.
But we'll talk about the rest of the leaders when we do our leader tier list as well. So look forward to that. And
Oh, are we doing that? Have we ever done a leader tier
oh, did
list?
we not?
We always
Maybe we
do
didn't do that.
legendary.
Maybe we will this time. I don't know. We'll see. If enough people want it, we'll do it. Also, I don't know how we're gonna like talk about the rest of these cards in like spoiler videos, like
We'll
spoiler review
figure it out.
videos. I don't know. Like maybe the next time we live stream because set 4 is getting kind of old. Like we just do spoiler review like the entire
Yeah,
stream. Um, but even then, I don't know if we would make it through all of them because it's like probably over 100 cards. So,
I think we can make it pretty easy.
all right, challenge accepted. Cool. All right. Well, before we get out of here, let's hit a couple listener questions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got a few, huh?
We did get a few. Okay, the first one that I want to talk about, we got in the when you buy a product on the
Mm,
website, it lets
mhm.
you
Send a
put
message.
yeah, send a message. So we got a podcast question or just a question in the purchase. In the order message. So the question was from Nathan. With FFG prioritizing the enjoyment of players and pushing mid range, do you think aggro Sabine is getting pushed out of top tier? What do you think, Jay?
I think I don't think aggro is going away just because mid range is being pushed really hard. I do think it'll push out most aggro decks. Uh, I
All
guess
but
I
the
should.
most ridiculous aggro decks.
I guess I should rephrase by saying I don't think it's gonna push Sabine out. I think most aggro decks, if they're not good, maybe pushed out. But I think Sabine has just some insane tools that I don't think that they were anticipating to be like as useful for Sabine. Like for example, like ECL Wrecker specifically. As soon as ECL is gone, Sabine gets so much worse, I think. Which I mean they're rotating out at the same time, but still. Like if we didn't have ECL, Sabine wouldn't be nearly as good. And I don't think Wrecker would even be played that much. Maybe he would still be
Yeah,
played probably, but
maybe.
like you in timely reinforcement decks or intervention decks. But yeah, I think Sabine just has so many tools that when paired together really make her insane. Um,
Yeah, there's just some Sabine drops that you can't beat no matter what you do. And that's kind of just like how insane that specific deck is. But other aggro decks don't quite have that power level,
right.
or at least they haven't up till this point. So, um, yeah, I don't think Sabine's going anywhere anytime soon. But I do think, in general, like the good mid range decks are pushing out the other aggro decks.
Yeah. I have been playing a lot of Third Sister proxy decks.
Mm.
And she feels really fun to play. If
That
your deck doesn't have an answer to turn one two drop, turn two upgrade, then you just like are gonna lose.
I feel like that's a lot of set 5 right now. Is
Yeah,
like Gunji with a General's Blade, or yeah, villain stuff with an upgrade, even
ship
Pilot with
with
Vader.
Vader.
Yeah, so like yeah, that's a big part of the metagame, it feels like. Um, but that's a cool new take on aggro that
Yeah,
didn't exist before.
we
So
have hidden now, which I
hidden.
think makes a big difference.
Hmm.
Unless you're playing against something like Quinlan or Cad Bane Tarkin Town, I think those specifically really push out aggro decks, even Sabine decks sometimes, because of its ability to ping anything and Tarkin Town it on turn one, even if it's hidden, like,
Yeah,
is really brutal.
sets him back a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, next question from Octurnal. Shout out to him. Now that the full set has dropped, which set 5 leaders are you most looking forward to? What previous set leaders do you think get better? Well, we did sort of already talk about which ones we're most looking forward to.
Yeah.
What?
Kylo, even if he's not playable, like, I'm playing him.
Yeah. What previous leaders do you think get better?
Kira. I think Kira ECL is going to be a
That's gonna be like the
freaking
new.
menace.
Yeah, yeah. People are gonna go back to Kira because
Go back to
Vader's just
ECL.
back to ECL just because Vader's that insane. Which I I do agree with. It's just like a card that just 3 for 1s you. Like, what what more do you want in a control deck, than that?
It's like Kira was waiting till 7 to have Vader and Maul to be able to, like, ambush and do 2 for 1s and stuff. Now you can do it on 6 and
Yeah.
then go into 7. Like, it just that bridges you so well, especially if you turn 2 resupply,
Mhm.
and then, like, turn 1, play whatever, play a Pershing, I don't care. Turn 2, resupply. Turn 3, flip, OB, kill everything. Turn 4, ECL Vader, kill 2 things.
How like, what do you even do? Like,
It's so
you
dumb.
just get completely shut down.
It's insane. I think Kira ECL is going to be the deck to tech against. You're gonna have to be playing your Darth Tyrannuses with the Force deck to try and like ambush kill Kira when she flips. You're gonna
Yeah.
be playing
Your open
like
fires, your contracted hunters, your just anything that gets you there. And then even when you do that, your opponent just kills it with Vader on the next turn.
yep.
So that's fun. Uh, okay, what's your? Oh, I guess my answer for leader that I think is better. I'm gonna shout out Ventress here because I
Ooh
think she actually
baby.
gets a lot of tools in this set with like Ogdo
Scimitar.
Bogdo. Yeah, Scimitar is like such a good ship for her. Um, you just flip her onto it and it now attacks for like 8 or 9. Like that's it's a lot. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I just think that she gets better in this set. I think she's gonna continue to get better. I obviously like that leader a lot.
Ogdo
Uh,
Bogdo with Ventress is just
it's
gross.
so sick.
Such a gross
It's so
card.
good. Okay. Octurnal also asks, "What's your favorite card from set 5?"
Favorite card from set 5. I'm gonna just like I need to look, but right off the top of my head, I'm gonna say Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Okay, I like that answer.
Even though that's probably not it, but I'm gonna say it
Yeah,
because
these are just sort of like snap pick answers. Like you can change your mind later.
yeah.
The card that comes to mind immediately to me is always two,
Oh
which
yeah,
is
that's such a sick card.
it's a 4 cost blue villain card. Choose 2 friendly unique Sith units. If you do, give 2 shield tokens to 2 experience to each chosen unit and defeat all other friendly units. And it's just like the theme there is so good. And just being able to pull that off and have 2 gigantic units that are really hard for your opponent to deal with sounds really fun. Um, like I really want to mess around with a set 3 Ventress blue deck that can play that card because she's a Sith unit and it's an event that also gives her +1 attack for that turn. So she's attacking for like what 6 or 7 that turn, which is kind
Mhm.
of sick. And yeah, just really fun, cool card.
Yeah, I think Nala Se gets a little bit better this set.
Ooh,
It's Sifo Dyas
Sifo
and
Dyas. That's cool.
I don't know. Oh, Mace Windu is my favorite card of the
mm,
set for sure.
can't forget about Mace.
Yeah, I forgot that that was new card. Yeah,
Okay, and
Mace
then
Windu.
last question from Nocturnal. Also, what showcases are you most looking forward to seeing, and what prestige are
Mm.
you most looking forward to?
We've seen Ahsoka's only, right?
I think, yeah, I think so.
I mean, Kylo Ren's.
Yeah, that's the obvious answer for you. I think for me, it's probably I. I'm gonna give. It's Darth Revan. It's got to be Darth Revan. I really like that character. I have to imagine the prestige or the showcases can be really sick. So that's the one I'm most looking forward to. Although I'm looking forward to most of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool lead, like the Obi-Wan, the Qui-Gon, the Cal.
Yeah,
Like
even
those are
Cal.
all
Like
3 that I'd be super hyped to see.
I absolutely love the Ray leader art,
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
wish that was the showcase.
like, is this gonna be a Boba 2 situation where I wish that was the showcase, or is the showcase gonna be even sicker than that?
Yeah.
That's what I wanna find out. Um, and then prestiges, I don't really like the, ones that are on the weird background. Um, I don't know what they're called, but, like, they're, they're on a background, they all connect, and you're supposed to put them on a binder because 'cause they're
Yeah.
9 and 9 of each color or something. Not a huge fan of those, to be honest, but the Yoda, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and Mace one, that one's sick, um, and I'm excited for that,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Um, too bad Ogdo Bogdo's not forced because I would pick that.
That
Is
would
what
be
I
so
want
sick.
as a prestige card.
Maybe they'll just sneak that one in there.
Uh,
That'd be great.
um, I don't know. I don't even know. Are they doing? There's no way they're doing all the Force units, right?
I don't think so.
Mace
They,
Windu's
I don't think they could. There's so many. But yeah,
not the Asajj, not a Asajj Ventress one for our spoiler.
if there is one, it would be that. But if there's not one, then it can't be that.
Maybe Balin Skull, like that'd be cool. I
Ooh,
like him.
that's cool. That's cool. I think we've actually seen the prestige art for that
Oh,
because we
have we?
the playmat. There's a playmat for set 5 that's Balin and
Ooh,
Shin, and it looks really good.
okay.
Uh, okay. Question from Oddball: thoughts on competitive events that feature draft and sealed play in season 1? Yes.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that'd be awesome. Now, if people really I'm curious to hear people's thoughts on doing what Flesh and Blood. I don't even know if Flesh and Blood still does it or not, but at the Worlds, it's like you play a few rounds of Swiss, and then you play a draft, and then the next day you play a draft, and then you play a few rounds of Swiss or something like that. So it's like you have to be good at both things in
Mm,
order to be the world champion,
that's
which
cool.
I think is an interesting concept. Like you're not just like if you're the champion of this game, you're good at all aspects of the game, not just the competitive like standard
Yeah,
format, which I think is a cool concept. I think if you do that, I think you should still hold a premier world champion, a draft world champion, and then do like a all around world champion event or something like that.
that'd be cool.
Kind of
Um,
like chess has like different things, right? They have like classical chess, and then they have blitz and all this stuff.
what's chess blitz?
I think you have a smaller amount of time or something. I
Hmm,
don't know
interesting.
on your turn.
I
I
know
don't
nothing
remember.
about chess, but I do know that I want draft in competitive events in this game. Okay, we've got a few more here. Kamakiri asks, "What kind of Eternal format would you like to see?" I'm new to TCG, so I'm not sure what the normal for Eternal style formats are. I guess to answer that first question, it's just everything's legal.
I'll make it illegal.
uh, what do you think about Eternal formats in this game?
Oh, I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it'll be really. I mean, I don't think that it'll garner that big of a community for it because Flesh and Blood has a only ban or like eternal format where all of the living legend leaders are viable, and then like none of the cards that they previously banned are banned, so it's just like a completely broken format. It'd be like if we had a format where in like 2 years Boba is legal, Triple Dark Raid is legal, DJ is legal, and it's just like you can play whatever you want.
Hmm.
I think that's really cool. There are a lot of people that like when they play TCGs, they want everything to be broken
Yeah,
and
they just want to
try
do
to figure
powerful
out the
stuff.
most broken thing and how to like navigate a game with everything being broken. I'm
Yeah,
personally not that kind of a player, but I will do it because like for fun, I think it's cool, but I wouldn't want to do it as a competitive event.
yeah. The only Eternal formats that I've ever played and enjoyed are multiplayer. So like Twin Suns will be an Eternal
Yeah,
format, and
commander stuff like that.
I think that only makes that format better. Like Magic Commander is the previous Eternal format game that I played. Other than that, like I will probably never play the Eternal format constructed unless somebody else wants to. Like that, it doesn't appeal to me as much as like the new shiny stuff, like the new sets, new cards. Um, so it's just not my bag. But I'm
Yeah.
glad that it exists for the people who do enjoy that.
Mhm.
Okay, Clockwork Gadget asks, now that we've gotten the entire set spoiled, who are some unrepresented Force users that you wish had gotten a card?
Did we get a we didn't get a Qui-Gon
We did get a Qui-Gon unit.
unit.
Yeah,
We
it's a
did?
7
Oh, yeah,
cost,
he's the ambush
7/5
one.
ambush, yeah.
Okay, force you got one off the top of your head?
Yeah, the one that first comes to mind actually is, I can't remember her name, but like Cal Kestis's, like
Master?
yeah, master in I don't know if like is it his master in Jedi like Survivor Fallen
Seer?
Order? Yeah, Seer. That's her name, Seer. I think she's a really cool character. I think that like I want to see more of the Force characters that were in those games, like Seer and the other guy. I'm terrible with these
The
people's
bad
names,
guy.
but well, that would be awesome too. The
The
bad
bad guy
guy,
was really cool
he
from the
he was
old
cool,
or
yeah,
the
from the High Republic who
High
like
Republic
came
era.
back. But the Jedi that like Seer was working with, like Master whatever. I don't know. He was a Jedi Master, I think, but I can't remember.
I'm trying to
He
remember.
died at some point. I think I don't know.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, but yeah,
The bad guy that you find on Dathomir.
that guy's cool
That
too.
guy's very cool. Like the
Yes,
old man with no shirt.
yes. Like I want more of that stuff in this game. Like Grease isn't in this set.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, like the ship is, the Stinger Mantis is, but not
Yeah.
Grease. So yeah, we need that. Uh,
I can't think of any other Force users off the top of my head. Maybe nah. Is the entire Jedi Council on in here now?
I think so.
Even Yaddle is
Yep,
in here.
yep. Yaddle's
So
in it. Yeah, I can't. I don't think there's any like really big like characters that they've missed.
I'm
Oh,
sure there is. I just can't think of them.
Noah in our live chat says Yarl Poof is missing. We definitely need
R.I.P.
Yarl Poof.
R.I.P.
If we got Oppo Rancisis or
Oh
whatever his
wait,
name is,
we don't have Ayla Sakura. Oh, she's in
she's
a
in set
previous
3,
set though.
but yeah,
We didn't get one that set.
yeah. Um, hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got like a couple other questions in our live audience here. If you want to join the live audience, check out our members only club. We've got a bunch of people hanging out here with us while we're recording this live. But I got a couple questions here, so I'm gonna hit them. Will's asking Mike, why is Boba Pilot so good in Cad Green? It's just I don't know. It's so good. That was one of my favorite cards in that deck. You can put it on Mist Hunter and draw some cards. You can play him in the ground as a 5/4 air shielded. It's hard for your opponent to deal with. Just good all around. Love it. And then do we have one more? We might have had one more, but
Ooh,
I
what's the
can't
guy
find
from
it.
Force Unleashed? What's his name?
Oh, Starkiller?
That would have been cool to have.
That would have been cool because we are getting Legends characters, so we could have gotten Sam Witwer on a
Yeah.
card. Even though we sort of already have Sam Witwer on a card if you pretend that he is just always Maul, which I do.
Yeah. Doesn't he play another character too?
He I think so. I mean he plays like he voice acts multiple characters for sure.
Yeah.
But Maul's the big one.
Yeah.
Uh
Mall show coming out.
yep. Looking forward to that. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this off the rails episode of the Conversation Lab. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe and do all that YouTube stuff that I'm supposed to talk about. Jay, always a pleasure chatting with you about Star
Yeah,
Wars
of course.
Limited.
Anytime.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.